What's going on YouTube? Clover Bells here, back with another Pokemon Unite video, and yes, we're going to be doing Talonflame yet again. So if you watch the first Talonflame video that we did, erase it from your mind completely. It is completely wrong in terms of information, but I do apologize for it because, it was fairly new when the game was released, like literally the second day. But now that we've gotten way more used to Talonflame and understand how it works, we have updated information, especially now that it's after the patch, at least a week and a half after the patch, where Talonflame got some buffs. Now we can inform a little bit better as to what kind of build we have with Talonflame, and we're gonna show a sample game of us using Talonflame and how to play it. And then we'll do some final thoughts. So right now we actually just reached Ultra rank, right? So that's pretty good. And I've just been solo queuing. I have no doubts that we'll eventually get to Master. But yeah, I've been pushing for Talonflame Masters. It's been quite interesting. I think we have like almost 300 games with Talonflame. I think I can show that actually. Where is it? Yeah, right here. So we have like more than 300 games with Talonflame, and we have a pretty solid win percentage with it, I would say. It's not completely amazing. A lot of that was early on, just like trying to figure out how to use it. But yeah, so why don't we just go ahead and take a look at our build here and just tell you guys what exactly we're running on Talonflame. Because we are solo queuing, what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna decline that real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Muscle Band. Alright, and this is the item that a lot of melee physical attackers are going to be using, where you're going to increase the damage that you deal, including your attack speed. And this is really good against like fighting tanks. So I do like that item. And the Focus Band, we're almost maxing it. This is the item that's really going to save your butt in important fights, where when you get low enough, it's just going to heal you over time for a couple of seconds, and this is where you can win those 1v1 fights or get those snipes off and then just walk out with like, a sliver of HP left. Alright, and then finally, we do have a score shield. Talonflame is a very good scorer, obviously, so anything that we can do to help us score a little bit better is very nice. But obviously, if you're in a 5-stack, you're going to be wanting to run Buddy Barrier, right? But because we solo queue mostly, we're going to be using Score Shield. Alright, now let's talk about the movesets that we're going to be using on Talonflame in our sample video. So, we're going to be using Aerial Ace. This received a buff with the patch about a week and a half ago. It does great damage. It'll fly to a nearby Mon, and you're just going to deal like quick burst damage to it, and you have a chance to reset it with this ability right here, the Brave Bird. This is the bread and butter of Talonflame. This is what makes Talonflame Talonflame, in my opinion. I understand Fly got the boost with the patch, but even then, Brave Bird is just so good. It gives you that big dash, and it lets you snipe. Alright, not that Fly can't do that either, but Brave Bird just closes the gap quickly, and it just gives you that burst damage quickly, alright? And it'll give you a boosted attack, and then it'll also refresh your Aerial Ace, alright, if you do it within a set amount of time. So you can just quickly go for Brave Bird, click Aerial Ace, auto attacks, refresh your Aerial Ace, click it again, and then you can just quickly take out teams and snipe very easily. And of course, we have the Unite Flame Sweep, where you'll do that little somersault in the air, and then you can push push enemies to your allies or push them away, especially when it comes to Zapdos. Alright, so you saw our items, you saw our rank, you saw our moveset. So now, why don't we just show you a sample battle and show you how I think a Talonflame needs to be played. So let's take a look. Alright, so right here as the Fletchender, actually not even the Fletchender, but right now the goal is just to go in the jungle, and for me the goal is always level 5, because once you make your first go around in the farm as level 5, then you can start getting your first ganks either in the top or bottom lane. So right now we're just going to get the ludicolo buff and get the damage buff, and that's going to make the farming and ganking very much an easier job. And you can see now that we're 4, we hit the threshold where we're getting there to where we want. We're going to take out the core fish here, and now we'll make our way back here, and then we'll take out the Bouffalants. Now, ideally, you would want to try and do the Bouffalants after the Ludicolo, but in this game, I went to make the rounds first, and then I left the Bouffalant for last. So right now I'm at level 5, so now I can start checking the lanes to either go bot or top and gank. Normally, with that springboard, I would try and gank the bottom lane, but there wasn't really anything there for me. And I do see that there is some commotion top, so I tried to go here. He actually spots me, but I'm still invisible. I see the Charmander is low, or I tried to get it. And I do actually pick it up here. So this is the benefit of Aerial Ace. And I noticed that the Crustle still being aggressive, so we might as well just stay on that. And now we get a quick cash in, and now we're cooking. So now the goal at this point, after the successful gank at top, is now we're looking at level 7, because once you get level 7, that's going to be important for the Dreadnaw fight, because at level 7, you get the Brave Bird, which lets you do some insane damage and ganking. And over here, we just picked up the Charmander again. And right here, we're still staying aggressive on the Crustle. He does pick up the berry, so I figured that no need to waste time pushing on that. I rather just stay ahead of the farm here. I see the Absol here, and what really makes a difference in this one, I'm one-on-one. You think he has me here, but I have the item called Muscle Band. Actually, it's the Focus Band that heals me. So as you know, with that item, once you hit a certain threshold of health, you start to regain your health over time. And that's honestly what saved me in the fight against the Absol. So I was glad to be able to pick up that kill there. All right. And now what I'm doing is, before the Dreadnaw fight starts, I do want to get my buffs one more time. So I go back in the jungle, pick up the Ludicolo to get my damage buff. All right. And honestly, if you can go into Dreadnaw, like even level 8, that is amazing, because then you're just going to be dealing so much damage, especially with your Brave Birds and your Aerial Aces. So right now we're in a pretty good spot. I go back just to get a little bit of a speed boost here and a little bit of health. And now I'm going to start sniping, and I catch the Abs on the Ninetales in the perfect position where I can just Brave Bird and kill them both. And now we're really rolling. And this Dreadnought is actually going to go uncontested here. Even though the Greninja looks like he's going to try something, but we're holding him off for just fine over there. And you notice how I repositioned with the Brave Bird just to get a little bit more chip damage on the Dreadnaw, which is what happens here. And now I'm scouting again. I do see that he goes into the grass, and now that's just an easy kill with an Aerial Ace and a Brave Bird. And now the goal is to obviously try and go top to try and push the Rotom. But I see that the Ninetales is still here, and that's an easy kill. And we might as well just dump our 40 points here. We're doing very well. I'm level 10, and it's looking very promising at top with the Rotom at hand. I do see another gank opportunity with the Absol and the Crustle here, and I just go for it, and we actually pick up both there. So very fortunate there. But that is the idea with Talonflame, right? When you Brave Bird, you just snipe and deal so much burst damage, and you see it right again here. The Charmeleon just goes down with a simple Brave Bird Aerial Ace combo. And there's really not much the enemy can do here. This Rotom is ours. Okay, so now we just take a few more Bs. All right, a little bit more points, a little bit more EXP. And basically now we're just in the phase where we can either push a little bit or farm. And I once again connect on the Brave Bird to hit both, and I get the Ninetales and the Crustle. So right now, my experience and my kills are going very, very well. I do decide to unite at that particular moment just because I didn't want to die. And I felt like if I just get out of there and just continue my farming, then I'll be okay. All right. So the main goal now is level 13, because then I get another boost in one of my abilities. So I see there's another chance to keep farming a little bit for the Ludicolo, because the Dreadnaw is going to come up within about 10 seconds here. And I back away from the Bouffalant. And honestly, I know there was a Zard kill there, but I decide, yeah, I really have to go to the Dreadnaw. So I make my way back and I use the springboard. All right, and I'm gonna go in there with some damage buffs. It looks like I did waste a little bit of time there, and you can argue that I did, but it's still okay. And now I connect once again with the Brave Bird on the Greninja, which is the main damage source there. And the Ninetales can't really do much. He does pop his Aurora Veil, but it's not going to be enough because the Brave Bird and the Aerial Ace is just going to do way too much damage, and it's an easy knockout after just a simple reposition, which you see me do a lot, right? You know, I'll always back off a little bit when the Brave Bird is on cooldown, and then just go right back in there with another Brave Bird. I do see that the Greninja's here yet again, but the Greninja can't really do much. I'm more than confident that my two allies can take him out. So I just back away, not to give him the kill, and then just finish the job off with the Brave Bird on the second Dreadnaw. So now we're level 13. Now we're going to be doing a lot of damage. I'm thinking about going in on this. And I decide to definitely do it. He does pop the Unite, the Crustle does. So I decide to just get out of there after the Brave Bird. And I am still eyeing on this. And I think I still go in to pick up the Ninetales. But I have to Unite to do it. And then I do go down there. So a little unfortunate that I couldn't get more than one kill there because they were very, very low. However, the job is done because now top had all the pressure and the momentum. And you can see I'm checking the levels here. I see that I'm 13 and the max level on their team is also 13. So right now I'm on par with the jungle and ahead of everyone else. All right. And now I'm starting to think about Zapdos at this point. We are a little bit of ahead, but I would like to stay that way. So the goal now is to get another damage buff just in preparation for the big Zapdos fight that is incoming, because we all know that that is what decides the games. And here, yet again, I'm going to pick up both buffs just so that I have it for the big fight. All right, and just finishing off my farm here. And now we have what we need. All right, we're making our way to the center. And the thing with Talonflame in the Zapdos fight is you can't really get involved too much in the middle, but just snipe away like from the flanks like this, or in the beginning. I do see the Zard here. I decide to pick that up just before the Zapdos fight. Might as well, right? I have the damage buffs. I don't engage on the Absol. I don't want to die just yet. So I do leave. And I decide to almost go in on this, but I see the Crustle coming in. So I decide to back away and live another day and wait till that shield is gone and then jump in on the Crustle, which is what I'm doing here. Thankfully, I have a little bit of help from the Ninetales, and now I can just finish the job. All right. So again, all about repositioning and knowing when to engage and when not to engage. So that decision to not engage the Absol early and run away when the Crustle was coming in was perfect, because then that gave time for the Ninetales to come in and hold it off. And now you see me trying to counter score here. This is what Talonflame does. Talonflame is known for scoring. And now the Absol tries to pick up the KO there, but he doesn't, because we Brave Bird after a Unite, and then in a simple Aerial Ace combo. And now at the middle, the Zapdos is dead, and I just Brave Bird in there just to make sure they don't snipe, and thankfully they don't. And now the game is pretty much over. All we need to do is just cash in and just play simple defense here. And you can see that with the Brave Bird, I can just leap over and just dump my points in and just get out quickly. And that's really all I did at this point. I do know that we have this handily won. And in a normal game, I would probably go back and play defense a little bit. No reason for me to stay there and potentially refeed. But at this point, I know the game is in hand, and now I'm just having a little bit of fun. And I see the Absol here. I tried to bait him away here, and that's exactly what I do. He does get a little bit of help, but not enough help where I lose to the Absol. But now I do go down there, but I have a little fun there with the Absol one last time before the game ends. And thankfully, I committed his allies to come after me too. And that's pretty much it. And that's very much a summary of how you want to play the Talonflame game. Just get level 5 early, get your Aerial Ace, then focus on getting level 7, where you can start doing Brave Bird and Aerial Ace combos. And then key Unite abilities where you can help yourself get out or pick up a couple of KOs or just push the enemy away or towards your allies where you can get in position to finish the game. And that's pretty much it. And there you have it, guys. That was a relatively good sample game for Talonflame, where we sniped a lot, we got a lot of important kills, we scored points, and you saw how I play with Brave Bird and Aerial Ace, right? You just get that quick burst damage, and even if you can't quite get the kill, you can just always like come around and reposition just Brave Bird again, and then Aerial Ace again, and really do a lot of damage. And it also helps a little bit in some of the objectives. The only thing you have to really consider is Zapdos, right? Because your Unite is a little bit limited in the Zapdos fight, but if you can use your Unite in the incoming chokes, where you can push the enemy away from Zapdos, that's very much beneficial, because then you can give your team enough time to take it down. The other thing you could do is when opponents are scoring or trying to score, you can just use your Unite then and just push them away. But you can also use it to get important kills, right? And it's a great escape mechanism, and that's why Talonflame has like the highest mobility in the game. All right, and again, like I said with my items, you want the score shield when you're solo queuing. But if you're grouped up, you can just swap that out for Buddy Bear. Otherwise, it's always Muscle Band, Focus Band. Alright, so we'll be back next time with another video. Peace out.